Hey guys, we have just not been able to do a training live because we know you're all busy and time is valuable. But we really wanted to set you up for success. So Maria and I just wanted to go over a few things, especially for those of you who are new, but this is also a great refresher for those who have been around a while. And so we're just going to talk about what does it mean to be a small group leader. So I'll let Maria start.
Awesome. So whether you're a small group leader or your assistant, some things will be true. We want you to pray for your few. We want you to get to know them, talk to them, ask them questions about their life. Really what's most important here is that they feel connected and loved and known by you. Even more important than them getting the bottom line for the day. We want them to feel cared for and loved. We also want you to engage with them. So when they're doing worship, we want you to get up and do worship. When they are doing an activity, we want you to be involved with them. And you can play with them and just try to bring them in. If it seems like they're not interested, learn them and see what would make it more appealing for them and try to make some adjustments there.
Yeah, we actually do a lot of different activity types because we know that kids are so different and the groups are going to vary on what interests them. It's going to be really hard for a kindergarten and first grade group to sit and study a scripture, and that's just not age appropriate necessarily. And so you're going to find it'll be a hands-on activity. We also know that their attention span is short, and so capitalize on that. That's why we added the game center, so that you can work on relationships with them and, just having fun. We want them to feel like it's a safe place that they can have fun.
Definitely. There's a few differences if you're the lead small group leader or if you're an assistant. And so if you're the lead, then we want you to be responsible for leading through the curriculum. You're going to receive the curriculum on Wednesdays through email, and I'm working on getting that through text as well. And then we also have a printed copy available for you when you come in on Sunday. It's best if you look at that in advance and you know what will work for your group, what won't, and you just, sometimes the directions, when you're just reading it for the first time, you have to kind of process it a few times. So it would be better if you go ahead and read that in advance and know how you're going to kind of lead through the different activities. You do not have to do all the activities. We don't think you even would have enough time to do that. But we want you to at least do one of them and make sure to emphasize the bottom line.
The more that you know the curriculum, the easier it is when your group steers off topic to kind of guide them back. I mean, you can use a story that they're trying to tell or share to kind of get them back on track after you let them share for a little bit. So if you know the curriculum, I promise you'll find ways to tie it back in.
Yeah. The other thing we would like you, as far as a lead small group leader, is to utilize your assistants. We have some awesome teens that are eager to serve and excited and great with the kids. But we want you to give them some specific things that you need help with. So if you need them to focus on a specific child and spend some time with them, then that would be fine. Or if you need them to go get a supply or help a few kids with tying string or something like that. You could also have them be the ones that take the attendance and make sure it gets to the appropriate place when they're done. Have them clean up the supplies when it's over. Just make sure you're communicating and utilizing your assistant so that they feel like that they have a role and a purpose there. They're really, really eager and wonderful, and we want them to feel important. One of the main roles, if you are an assistant small group leader, one of the main roles that we want you to do is to be able to individually focus on kids. So your leader might task you with some things to help with, but the most important thing is to kind of target a couple kids that just need a little extra attention, and you be the one to give them that so that they're not distracting to all the other kids that are trying to engage in whatever activity it is.
Maybe it's asking them to help you pass out papers, or for specifically, kids love to hear their name. I know it sounds weird. I actually still love to hear my name. If someone says, "Hey, can I help you?" I would love for them to say, "Rachel, what can I do to help you?" So a lot of times a kindergarten, first grader honestly, any elementary student would love for you to just say, Hayden, would love for you to tell me what was the bottom line today. Or, Hayden, look at this, let's color together. It helps get their attention and refocus.
The other thing would be for the small group leader is to communicate with the parents, connect with them, make sure you're passing out your God times, try to get to know them, tell them something good about their kid that their kid did that day. Ask them if there's anything you can be praying for. As the leader, we want you to primarily take that role.
That may mean hopping up out of your small group and letting your assistant do kind of that end part while they check out. So maybe you see Johnny's dad and you've never met Johnny's dad and Johnny's walking to his dad, like hop up with him, be like, hey, would love to meet you. I'm Johnny's small group leader. Here's the God time for the week. He did great today. He was super engaged, or he got to go on stage for a large group, or whatever it might be.
Great.
Speaking of small group, one of the main things that we want to reiterate is that it's a small group. That's why we changed the name from life group to small group, because we know that it's super hard to connect with a group that is, 18 to 20 kids. It's just impossible. And so our ideal small group size is around 6. We know that it can get up to 8, sometimes 10 if we have leaders out. But man, when you have, 5 or 6 kids in your little group, you are going to connect with them on a deeper level. They're going to get more attention that they need. And I just think that you will find that it will be more rewarding as you continue through the hour, because a lot of times people will say it's too overwhelming to split up. And it's kind of one of those things that once you do it, it will get easier. It's just kind of getting over that hurdle of making yourself split up. And you're going to see like, okay, these 2 kids cannot be in the same group. So, hey, you take so-and-so and I'll take the other one. And I promise that once you start doing it, you're going to want to do it more. We do not want big groups. So you're going to see your champion coming around and saying, hey guys, need you to split up, or, whatever that looks like. So if you have something that is concerning regarding that, I would encourage you to reach out to your champion and just kind of share that with them.
We also really want to have both genders in every group except for 4th, 5th grade. So if you are K through 3, we do not want all the boys to go with the boy leader and all the girls to go with the girl leader. It works best when there's a mix of both. So please keep that in mind and try to.
Yeah.
It's hard to divide those boys up, but you will enjoy your time a lot more.
The girls sit there all quietly and do what they're supposed to do, and the boys are wrestling and all that stuff. And so tons of studies have been shown that mixed gender works way better, especially in that age group. And we're even considering, is that still best in 4th and 5th? Because I know a lot of you older small group leaders have trouble with the 4th and 5th grade boys. And so we're kind of praying through that and just seeing what we want to do vision-wise. Even in 4th and 5th. So at least show us we can do it in K through 3 as we kind of continue to process that. One thing we would say that is okay if you have a big activity, if it's like a big relay or something like that, if you want to join groups for one activity, that's totally fine. It's not something that we're not allowing you to do. But yeah, just try to be in the smaller.
Yeah. If you are a 1st or a 3rd hour small group leader, then all of your materials to do all the activities that are listed on your curriculum are going to be in a colored bag, and they'll be on your cart. So that's everything you need. If there's anything extra that you don't have, just talk to your champion about it, and they can try to help you. If you are in 2nd hour, then over and on top of the game rack, whatever.
Yeah.
There are, all your supplies will be up there. Typically, it's just the curriculum and maybe a couple worksheets or something like that. You can also use the cart, the little bins in your cart if you need pencils or things like that. We are starting to put all the supplies in Discover Factory, so Outpost, you need to take your bag with you to Outpost for 1st and 3rd. For 2nd hour, it's just not much, so we're leaving that over in Outpost.
Yeah. Something we want to talk about is safety and protection. This is always kind of the yawning part at least for me. But one thing we really want you to do is have a family ministry t-shirt on. You can put something over it. I don't care. It just helps you be identified, especially as new families are walking in. They can see that the adult to kid ratio is high. It helps our check-in team, or me if I'm standing at the door trying to show kids where to go, like easily spot you. It just looks good to have our team be uniform. And I know it's not always what you want to wear, and I'm never going to make it a mandatory thing, but it's like as close to mandatory as possible. What is mandatory is your name badge, and we've kind of been slacking off a little bit. I know we're giving out a ton of temporary badges. If you need us to print you a new one or whatever, that's great. If you have a solution of keeping it in your car or something like that, we really need you to have that name badge on. It is a security protocol and very important. Something else to remember is that only one child is allowed in the restroom at a time. We know girls love to go to the restroom together. But even if you're just helping a kid button his pants or put a Band-Aid on or whatever, you cannot be in the restroom by yourself at any time with a child. It has to be 2 people present. And this is for not only for their protection, but for yours. It just takes one kid saying something, hey, so-and-so was in the bathroom with me today, to have a parent be in uproar and us be on a court stand. Something else that we want to talk about is social media. We are leaders, and so there is a higher calling in Scripture to those who are called to be leaders. And so just be aware of what you're posting, what you're liking. Make sure your language is appropriate. Even just posting things about
Political.
Politics, about politics and things like that can just be a shut door. If there's a family that's been coming to Five Stones and they're new to faith or they don't even know who Jesus is, and you're sitting there, posting something that is offensive to them, it may just be a closed door. That's not something that we will die on a sword for at Five Stones. And so please be cautious of what you're posting. What is your message sending? Is it messages of hate or love, or is this who Jesus would, is this what Jesus would do? What would Jesus do? Just try to be cautious, lifestyle, clothing, things like that. People are looking and watching, and like I said, there is a higher calling if you're a leader, so just be aware of that.
Also, if you look towards the back near the stage, is that back door where parents exit. We do not ever want to exit that door until it's time for parent pickup. We don't want to prop that door open. We need to leave it closed at all times for security. The way we're doing pickup right now, parents are coming in and they're kind of standing over on that side area and motioning to their kids. If they come over to you, we want you to go ahead and check their tag. And that also gives you an opportunity to be able to talk with the parent for a minute. So that way we have 2 points of check as they're going out. The team will also be checking their tag, but when a parent comes up, go ahead and identify that they belong with that person.
The one thing that's so funny, okay, so when you are in Winter Zone, kids are on your lap, kids are hugging and loving you and all that kind of thing. I cannot tell you the amount of people who have pointed out kids in Discover Factory on laps. There is something in a parent's mind that shifts when their child goes into kindergarten, where it's all of a sudden like, why is my son sitting on a teenage boy's lap? I know it's so innocent for you. You wouldn't be here if I thought it wasn't, but we have to take a higher standard, and so we are not allowing any kids to be sitting on any laps. That goes for girls too. Just have them sit right next to you. You can, have your arm on their back and whatever they need, but we are not going to sit on laps. So just keep that in mind. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things of this is the day and age that we live in. I know your hearts are all in the right place.
We're bringing back Leader Huddle. So yay! It's going to be the first Monday. Oh my goodness, Monday. The first Sunday of every month at 10:10. So that is going to be for all 3 hours. So for you guys that are in third hour, if you guys can come a little early to service, before second service to be a part of that once a month. We would really appreciate it, and we think you'll really benefit from it. That's going to be a time of announcements, prayer, vision, and just
Fun.
connection with each other to get to know each other and have fun together. So that's going to start happening beginning October 7th. Also, as far as when you arrive, I put this in my email every single week, but we want you to be at your rug by 10 minutes before the start of service time. So if you can get there about 15 minutes ahead of time, then you have time to talk to other leaders and walk around and get your stuff. But we would like you to be ready and at your rug by 10 minutes till, because kids and families are arriving, and if there's not a leader there, then they just start either running around crazy, or it's just very uncomfortable for them.
Well, and it just looks so bad. Like, I am standing at the door like this because this new family will walk up and I'm like, oh, come on over. And they've gotten there early because they're trying to find their way and where they're supposed to go and check in. And then I walk them in and there's no leader there. It looks so bad, you guys. And so this is not like us trying to say like, you need to be on time and micromanage. It's really because it's just trying to set a good precedent and a welcoming environment for new kids and even kids who have been there. Like, they are looking for you. They want to see a familiar face. And so it's just best practice. So let's really try. I know I am a person who runs late, so I totally know how hard it is to be on time, but just keep trying.
The last thing we want to talk about is scheduling. So usually every month or every other month, you're going to get schedule requests. It'll come through your email. It may also come through your text if you have your permissions set up like that in your FS Connect account. So all you need to do is click on the bottom. There's a little green button that says respond. We need you to click on that. It'll pull up every service that you've been scheduled for. Pretty much, all of our leaders are on a weekly basis. So it'll have all the weeks. I would just look at your calendar. If you know there's a week you're going to be out of town, then you would put decline for that week. Any other week, you're going to put accept. It's really difficult when the champions go in to look at the schedule and everything is pending and they don't know who's coming or if you're going to be there or not. So if you can please help us out by doing that. And we know that people get sick and situations change, so you can always text your champion and let them know, hey, I've got a sick kid, I'm not going to be able to make it this morning. Even if you had said you would be there before. But if you can go ahead and tell us ahead of time weeks that you know you'll be out, and then every other week go ahead and accept the position.
Yeah, teenagers, you guys are not doing well. So here's my challenge. Try to outdo the adults. It is literally a click on your phone. If you're not getting that on your phone, let me know, because we will help you get that on your phone. It takes you 2 seconds. And so we could not do what we do without you, and we are nervous when you're not going to be there, and we really, really want our teens there. They make the environment so fun, and the kids love them, and so, gosh, you guys are so valued, but please let us know when you're going to be there, because we really, really are counting on you for our ratios and numbers, and just being a vital part of the ministry.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Okay,
look at that. It's like under 20. Hey guys, if you've hung with us this whole time, we have a surprise for you. All you have to do is watch this whole video to the end, which if you're hearing this, you've already done, and then leave a comment under the YouTube video, okay? Leave a comment with your name, just your first name and last initial, so we're secure. And I will enter you into a drawing for 2 prizes, okay? The first prize is that I will buy pizza, breadsticks, Cinesticks, soda, and have it delivered to your house for you and your family for dinner. Yeah, you don't have to cook, hello. And then the second prize will be a popsicle party for you and your small group. How cool is that? Okay, they're gonna love you.
Hero.
Best small group ever. So leave a comment that you've watched this video, first name and last initial, and you'll be entered to win.
Woohoo!
Thanks. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
You're the best.